Hi everyone, this is Christine from Temptalia.com. Today I want to talk to you about 6 must-have face brushes. Now, I'm going to go and say that the 150 is an excellent brush if you're doing anything with powder. Now, this is great for loose powder. It's also good for pressed powder. I love it for all over dustings of powder. I use it with MAC's Prep and Prime Transparent Finishing Powder, and it's just really great. It gives me this light coverage, really soft dusting of powder. I don't feel cakey, I don't feel powdery or anything like that. The next one I like is the 116, which is a kind of like a flat blush brush. I like it really lays down color right on the cheeks. Really easy. It makes blush application tremendously easy compared to the 129, which I used to use a lot until I got the 116, and now I just use the 116. The next brush I want to tell you about is the 109. It is fabulous for liquid foundation. It's also great with creams, but I prefer it with liquid foundations. It is just like a flat kind of fluffy brush. It's almost like a mini buffing brush. I just go do this. I just kind of buff in circles all over my face. It gives me this blended, flawless looking finish. It's really easy to use, and even though it's kind of small, it doesn't take very long at all. It takes maybe 30 seconds to a minute for me to do my whole face in liquid foundation. It just gives me such a blended look at the end. It is amazing. You can also use the 187, which is popular. I don't like it as much because I find that the bristles tend to stick together and leave streaks behind. You can also use the 182, which I do really like, but the 182 is a little pricey and not everybody wants to buy one for liquid and one for buffing. So the 109 is a great way to, be a little more cost effective. Next brush I want to tell you about is the 168, which is MAC's contouring brush. It is really great for just doing the cheeks, doing the jawline. You can do a little around the forehead like that, kind of do the 3 method like that. It's just really great. I love the fluffiness, I love the angle of it, and for me it works really well. If you have a smaller face, this brush may be a little difficult to use. You may find that you actually like something more like the 109, the same foundation brush I just told you about, or you may want to use an eyeshadow brush, but that's just a little more angle like the 275, which is kind of big, but it's not that big. It's big for eyes, but it's not big for face, and you might find it's better for the nose area. Finally, my next favorite brush is the 165. It is just a great tapered little brush. It's perfect for highlighting, just right on the cheekbones. Really excellent for that. It is a limited edition brush, unfortunately. If you can't get the 165, there's the 138, I believe, which is bigger, but it's the same idea. If you use it very gently, you can get the same effect. But I would definitely suggest getting the 165 if you have it available at your local store. Now, a very popular brush is the 187, which is a dual fiber stippling brush. It is great for applying anything that needs to be done with a softer hand. If you tend to be heavy-handed with brushes, the best thing to use is this brush. It is really great. It's just going to pick up a little bit of color so that when you pop it on your cheek or you pop it on your face, it's just going to give you a lot softer look. It's not going to be really bold and vibrant. So it is excellent for mineralized skin finishes. If you love NARS blushes, this is great. Think of Exhibit A, which is bright orange NARS blush. I would try it with this and then just lightly stipple it on your face. This is also a great brush for foundations, like liquid foundations, as I mentioned earlier. I do prefer the 109, but a lot of people do like the 187, and I did use the 187 for about a year until I discovered the 182, when I used that for about 3 or 4 years, and now I'm on the 109. Now, if I could tell you 2 more brushes to pick up, I would say the 188, which is a smaller version of the 187. If you are on a budget, maybe go for the 188 over the 187, because with 188, you can apply cream blushes with this, and you can just put it here and you can blend it out. And it can do the same things as the 187 can. It's just a lot smaller, so it may take you a little bit more time, or you may have to go back and do multiple, color grabs to pop on your cheeks. And then the 129, which is really a good brush, even though I like the 116 for blush now, this is still a great little brush for your blush. It's also good for powder. It's good for highlighting. It's really a great powder brush. It's not necessarily my favorite over the 116, but it's a great solid brush, and I feel like it's very multitasking, which is something I look for in a brush. So those are my 6 favorite MAC face brushes. These are great basic brushes that I recommend to pretty much anybody, especially if you're just starting out your collection. You know, it's really great to pick up brushes that are multitasking, especially if you're on a budget. You want something that can do, you know, 3 or 4 different things so that you don't have to buy 10 different brushes that are all $40 a piece. I do recommend investing in good face brushes, and I also recommend you clean them to maintain the investment over the long haul, because these brushes, if taken care of, can last you 10 years or more. I'd love to hear your favorite brushes in the comments, so please let me know what you think are the must-haves, what brushes you just can't live without. And if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!